like these works in particular. As I use the word, they're muscular. Yet at the same time, they're basically frontal. They're frontal from the front and they're frontal from the back.
Mel Katz, like his art, is a man of contradictions, and he likes it that way. Sculptures are supposed to be three-dimensional, right? Well, maybe.
It's three-dimensional because it occupies a space. But when you look at the surface, it's more about painting. But if you get to the side, they, for the most part, just turn into a line. My work is so much about counterpoint and contradiction. It is what it is, but it's not.
Mel himself often defies definition. Is he a sculptor, painter, sketch artist?
Yes, I am. I do all those things. And I think what it is that at one time you were either a painter or you were a sculptor or you were a printmaker. I think all those things are just put into a barrel. You can do anything.
4 decades ago, Mel started out as an abstract painter. Soon, he abandoned conventional canvas and moved to painting shapes on odd shapes. In fact, he's apt to call his work shape painting rather than sculpture. But it all starts the same way, with a drawing.
I make a drawing, and even though it might look like just a couple of scribbles, I believe somewhere along the line something will materialize that will make that drawing have some purpose. And you can see a lot of this whiteout as I'm using these French curves to make a number of these shapes.
Many of Mel's shapes will make you smile.
They're pretty silly in the drawing, and I think they're pretty silly in the object itself. I think a lot of them have to do with, some kind of humorous whatever. I already see some changes that I would like to make, but it's too late.
It's too late.
We wanted to see how Mel works. He said fine, but we'd have to show everyone who helps him get it done.
Mel and I work together to recreate the image in this digital world.
Eric is the key player. I can't start without him.
Stage 1, the computer. Eric Miller scans in Mel's little black lines. It gives Mel the ability to see his work in 3 dimensions from any angle before it's ever manufactured.
When we first began with each other, he would make a suggestion every once in a while, and I would say, my goodness, that's a good idea.
Mel's dependent on my hands and my eyes to make the next sequence of marks, and he's okay with that, which took me a long time to really understand.
Stage 2, those computer instructions guide a monstrous machine. BBC Steel in Canby uses super high-pressure water jets to cut through 3/4 inch aluminum.
He wants to see what's going on. He wants to get in there and help work.
I would figure by the end of the shift today, have all the parts finished.
Fantastic.
Mel's tiny sketch comes to life as a 250-pound, 8-foot-tall sculpture in the rough.
It is amazing. It's, I never thought I'd be doing anything like this. I used to be an artist in the studio doing everything by myself. And now I can't do anything by myself. I just make a drawing.
Next up, the metal takes a ride to Northwest Portland. Dura Industries gives each piece a caustic bath in a very effective 7-stage chemical soup. Then it paints them.
We provide the industrial side of his art process. Some of our paint actually is certified that it'll last 20 years without oxidizing or fading.
Yeah, like that one on top and the one in the corner.
This one here?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at Aztec Signs in the Pearl District, Dale Martinetti brings another computer into Mel's project, plus his own skill at interpreting Mel's lines.
We're cutting out masks to paint Mel's sculptures.
He's now right on. I don't have to check it out. I trust what his judgment is. Makes life much easier for me and for him.
Everywhere you see white here, a black line will appear, a painted black line.
It's magic, and I'm still from the old guard, so I haven't been able to do that. That's why I have all these people that help me.
But it's Mel who has been helping a lot of other artists, including teaching art at Portland State for 30 years.
I would call him a master. Each generation has a few people that stand out, and Mel is definitely one of them.
Gallery owner Laura Rousseau recruited Mel as one of her very first artists decades ago.
I think everybody in the art community knows Mel Katz, not only as an artist, but as an art activist, and is responsible for, I would say, what we have today in the contemporary art scene. He was the founder of Portland Center for the Visual Arts, which really brought contemporary art here to Portland for the first time.
It was an extraordinary space. It was an oasis, an absolute oasis.
Mel's own work has been sought after for decades. His public art graces civic spaces around the region. The Portland Art Museum has two of his more notable works on display. One stands outdoors in the sculpture garden. Another, Extremities, is a wall sculpture. It looms over patrons in a display both powerful and provocative. Mel's newest works are only half finished. It will take hours for the masking to be applied to each large sculpture. Its painstaking position must be precise. If anything's off here, the final paint job will not look right. Mel is as particular about his colors as he is his abstract shapes. At Dura, Jeremy Porter is Mel's personal painter.
We custom make all his paint. We've got Cat's white, Cat's orange. He's got his own line of colors.
Several days later, the paint is dry and Mel's work can finally reveal itself. Except the masking isn't coming off easily this time.
It's like being sunburned, just peeling off that skin.
Hour upon hour of peeling leaves Mel's fingers sore. But the work is done.
They look like what I thought they would look like, yet at the same time, the scale has changed everything for me.
I love Mel, and his work has always been kind of on the edge of contemporary art, and he uses all kinds of materials.
Laura Rousseau has seen Mel use a vast range of materials, including fiberglass, formica, steel, and aluminum. But his styles, his lines, and his frequent whimsy remain a constant.
It's his signature, that line, that shape, the kind of humor, everything that goes into it, so you recognize him right away.
I'm seriously non-serious. Some of my good friends who know what I do can easily say, that is absolutely absurd, Mel, that's terrific. Now, that's a compliment. That's an absolute compliment.
Oregon Artbeat shares the stories of Oregon's amazing artists, and member support completes the picture. Join us as a sustaining member at opb.org/video.